The Indian River Lagoon is 156 miles, stretching through 6 counties from Volusia to Palm Beach. Find out what St. Lucie County is doing to protect this natural resource next on Inside St. Lucie. Hello and welcome to this edition of Inside St. Lucie, SLC TV's monthly government affairs show. I'm your host, Eric Gill, Communications Director for St. Lucie County, and on today's show we're going to talk about one of the most diverse estuaries in North America, the Indian River Lagoon. With my guests, St. Lucie County Commission Vice Chair Chris Sadowski and Kathleen Hill, Deputy Director for the Indian River Lagoon Council. But before we meet our guests, here's some upcoming announcements from the Board of County Commissioners. The Oxbow Eco Center has a variety of week-long summer camps for ages 6 to 17. With an outdoor environmental focus, each camp is limited to 18 students per week, so don't wait to reserve your spot by visiting oxboweco.com. Now for the latest updates about all St. Lucie County Commission meetings, workshops, and events, be sure to visit our website at stlucieco.gov and click on our comprehensive calendar at the bottom of the page. And if you'd like to be added to our press release distribution list, send us an email at pio@stlucieco.org. We're also on all the social media channels at St. Lucie Go, so we hope you'll follow us there. We're going to take a quick break. Before we do, we're going to check in with the latest economic development stats with another St. Lucie Works. St. Lucie County's tourism revenue decreased by 8% in February compared to the same time frame a year ago. Year-to-date collections are 12% lower than the fiscal year. However, figures are nearly 32% above the 2019 numbers, which industry experts believe is the last normal year for travel. Overall building activity in unincorporated St. Lucie County increased by 1% in February, with 979 permits submitted compared to January's 968 permits. According to the Florida Realtors Association, the median home sale price in St. Lucie County in February was $390,000, nearly 6% higher than it was a year ago, while condo values decreased by 3.4% with the median price at $309,000. St. Lucie County's unemployment rate remains similar to the previous few months, with February coming in at 3.9% compared to January's 3.8%. Statewide, the unemployment rate was 3.1%. The largest increase in the labor force on the Treasure Coast was in education and health services, followed by professional business services, then construction and trades and transportation. According to CareerSource, there were roughly 200 more jobs in our area, a 0.3% increase over a year ago. If you work for a local business looking for skilled or trained labor, be sure to contact the staff at CareerSource as they can assist your company with its recruitment and training needs. And if you're an individual looking for a job, they can help you as well. Visit CareerSource online at careersourcerc.com or call 1-866-4U2-HIRE. Welcome back to Inside St. Lucie. I'm your host, Eric Gill, St. Lucie County's Communications Director. I'm joined by St. Lucie County Commission Vice Chair Chris Sadowski. Commissioner,
Hey.
Thanks for coming on.
Thanks.
And Kathleen Hill with the Indian River Lagoon Council. Is
Hey
that
there.
the correct name? Because
Thanks
you
for
have a
that.
couple different
Absolutely,
names.
thanks.
You're funded by a lot of different sources.
We're
but
funded by a lot of folks, yeah.
for the folks that may not know what the Indian River Lagoon Council is, give us an overview.
So the council is an independent special district of Florida, and it exists solely to be the sponsor for the Indian River Lagoon National Estuary Program.
Which is a federally
Yep, it's
funded
an
program?
EPA voluntary program.
Okay.
So people don't necessarily know that the EPA has voluntary programs. They think about EPA as a regulatory authority, but the NEP, National Estuary Program, is one of the voluntary ones, and it works super well. There are 28 national estuaries nationwide. They're in the process of adding a new one, also in Florida, so we'll have 5 in
Okay.
Florida.
Oh, wow.
And it's interesting, the NEP actually, people may recognize from home, Chesapeake Bay was a really nasty
Mhm.
water body for the longest time, and the NEP got in there and they really started working, and they did a great job to clean up the Chesapeake Bay. The other was Tampa Bay.
Yes.
And as we are moving the wastewater treatment plant off of the lagoon here in Fort Pierce, a similar situation happened in Tampa, where they actually were able to clean up the water because they moved the wastewater treatment plants off of the bay.
Mhm.
And so those were driven by the National Estuary Program in those two areas. So
Yeah.
folks at home may recognize that.
Yeah. And Commissioner, you've been on the council or involved in this program for quite a while now. Not to age you, but
Well, I've actually been through 3 iterations of the NEP. It was
Yes,
the
you
original
have.
NEP with St. John's
Mhm.
as the oversight group. And then we did the 5-county collaborative, which was a transition to what is now the NEP under the South Florida Water Management District, FDEP, EPA, all
St.
of them,
John's.
St. John's,
And the counties involved in
and the 5 counties that are involved, right? And that's the interesting part about this whole thing is, it's 156 miles long. You say that, and it's true. And the fact is that when you have so many governing bodies, there are a number of cities within those counties. The counties sit at the table, but the cities are involved, and it's been a collaboration from day one, and everybody's participating. And people talk about politics all the time. Politics. Everybody loves water, clean water especially. So it goes across political philosophies, and everybody's buying into it and making a big difference.
Yeah. So what is the status or the health of the lagoon? Because it, like you said, it's 157 miles. So it's going to vary, from Stewart to
It does. It sure does.
Melbourne, and but it seems like, at least, and we're fortunate here in St. Louis County with the Fort Pierce Inlet and have that tidal flushing, especially this time of year, that Caribbean blue water when you drive it. But you go up in Indian River County, you don't get that same colorization, but it doesn't mean the water's unhealthy up there.
Correct. And one of the funny things that we do in the office, people ask us questions all the time about health, and it's like, well, where are you talking about?
Yeah.
And you have to really be specific about that, because it is so long that what's happening in one place is not the same as what's happening elsewhere. And so, like, when they were having the Lake Okeechobee discharges, or the lagoon turning sort of brown down here,
Sure.
it's not happening in other places. And so people don't understand that really. So, but overall, the last few years, fingers crossed, that we've been turning a corner, it seems. We have not had any big algal blooms. We have not had any massive fish kills. Things have been pretty good. And last summer saw a really good resurgence of seagrass in Volusia County. So it's just Volusia right now. But down here, things are holding their own, and we're hoping for a good summer.
Yeah, and in Lake Okeechobee, Lake Okeechobee seems to be the focus that everybody wants to focus on, because it's huge. The amount of water that's being delivered through the system into Martin County, specifically St. Lucie River, it takes a toll. All that fresh water is part of the issue, not just the contaminants, the fresh water.
But just fresh water alone, it upsets that natural balance.
So you have the salinity levels where the oysters were proliferating and doing very well in the last 4 months now that they've been getting a lot of fresh water. It's taken a toll.
Yeah.
And again, back to this seagrass, which is something we all need to be concerned about, was coming back, and now we're in a holding pattern.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can keep those discharges stopped for a while.
And Commissioner, I know you've been involved even with our county with oysters. You mentioned oysters. Jim Oppenborn, our coastal resources manager, has done a good job of rebuilding oyster reefs. Because one of the things I've learned over the 20 years I've been here is, going back early on, the lagoon was flush with natural oyster reefs. But as people harvest them, they didn't always put the shells back out, right? You shuck them and then you use them as driveways for Indian River Drive, right? That was the road base, right? Yeah. But I guess oyster larvae need that hard surface to attach to regrow. So Jim, through groups like the 4-H, a lot of the 4-H clubs, they've gone out and bagged those oysters, put them back out in the lagoon, and he's even seen resurgence of seagrasses around some of these oyster reefs. So. And maybe Kathleen can talk about the science about why that's how it happened, or oysters are delicious. I love them, but they also filter the water.
Yes, but yeah, they do filter water. So an adult oyster, just think about a big oyster reef with thousands of oysters on it. A single animal can filter in the lagoon about 19 gallons a day. Wow. So that's free water treatment. If they're taking all the particles out of the water and putting out clean water, that's free water treatment. That you don't have to do. You don't have to spend $1 on. It's free.
Yeah.
Would I eat those oysters? Probably not. Yeah. But it's still free water treatment. And the other benefit of them is that they provide structure and they quiet the water. So they're sort of a 3D dam almost for tidal inputs and fetch and things like that come in. And so the water behind them is quiet, and it allows the seagrasses to settle and to come in and set roots and not be washed away.
Yeah.
So that's
as an example, right here where we the Indian Hills Stormwater Project that dumps into the lagoon at the base of the hill off of Indian River Drive was one of those areas in which we did a midwater oyster bed restoration, and then we did one closer to the shore. And what we found is not only did it protect the shoreline as a
Mhm.
shoreline protection opportunity, it did create that opportunity, and it actually brought more sand in. So it was accreting the riverside and doing a great job.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that was really interesting. Then we found a whole new set of diversity around those oyster beds.
Sure.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean the fish come in and the birds, and
Yep.
it becomes.
And restored reefs function almost as well as natural reefs. So
Nice.
once you restore them and they start to stabilize and the biodiversity comes in, then things stay pretty good.
Yeah.
And I've even seen programs, I think, up in Brevard, and I remember Jim trying to get this started down here, where people who have that water frontage on Indian River Drive create oyster bags on their docks or reefs to help with that
Mhm.
natural filtration. And, so a lot of that is, I'm sure, every little bit helps, right? I mean,
Absolutely, and we've actually had some help from FDEP because some of the private folks want to do this, and it gets to be a challenge if we don't own the property, getting through that regulatory side of things with FDEP. So that's a little bit of an issue, and as well as the resiliency of what we're seeing too from shoreline protection and erosion.
Mhm.
So we're trying to work with that, and some of the things that I brought to the NEP a while back was maybe trying to do proliferation of mangroves on the western side of the lagoon, which is very difficult because of the lapping of the water and removing the propagals from the sands. So that's a challenge. One of the areas that folks can see is right off of Veterans Memorial in Fort Pierce. There are several oyster bed restorations right there along that whole section from the bridge going south to the marina. Those were some really big deals back in
I remember.
Mhm.
And there's some nice lobster in there too.
Again, it all creates habitat, and for the juveniles that make their way out to the offshore reefs. I mean, that was the whole. I think when Jim started, the focus was the artificial reef program was offshore, diving reefs. But then, if we're not we don't have good habitat in the lagoon for those snapper and grouper to hatch and grow in the seagrass, and then they're not going to make it out to the reef for us to catch and eat
That's right.
with all the
Right.
microplastic in it.
That's fact. Yeah. And
That's the next step, right? Is trying to get the reductions of plastic and things, and it always surprises me in Florida. We were visiting my niece up in New York, and they don't do plastic bags anymore up there. A lot of places, right? Like the plastic Publix bags, grocery bags, and I don't know where the political will is in Florida yet to do that. Or I know graduation is coming up, so I want to remind people when you release those balloons, they don't go up to heaven; they come back down and our sea turtles and our marine life. So.
yeah.
But that's I guess that's part of the education outreach that you all do at the lagoon, right?
It is,
As a
absolutely.
Lagoon Council, anyway.
I think having a well-informed public is the best defense against issues like that. If people would take responsibility for the things that they do and just kind of have an understanding of why it's not good to release balloons or why it's not good to do the paper lanterns, anything like that, just,
Yeah,
if you take that personal responsibility,
especially now it's so dry. I hate to see one of those lanterns.
the lanterns, right? Yeah, no doubt.
Your fire district hat on. I'm
Yeah, I
sure
got
you
Exactly.
lots
guys.
of hats
will.
this week. So, but yeah, I mean, good point. I mean, in the last week alone, we've had 5 wildfires in the region, and so sometimes it's just the fact that it doesn't make sense. It does that,
Yeah.
It's just thinking a little bit further into the process. So
and we've brought 3 folks on to do public outreach and to do community engagement for that reason, just to give people the impetus that, here are some good things you can do that would help the lagoon, things you can do around your house that are really simple, really easy, planting native plants in your garden instead of invasive species, not releasing wildlife as pets. If you have a snake you don't want anymore, you can turn it in instead of putting it out in the environment. So we've got folks that are helping to do that, and we think it's really helping.
yeah, and Kalita Scott is my appointee, but she's also one of those folks that's actually engaging the community from here to Martin County, and so she's been out there everywhere possible. And I did a recent a test of a machine that actually is able to take dirty water and clean it, and so she was there a part of that, and that's when we used the I don't want to name the name of the company, but
Sure.
but at the end of the day, they use polymers, and they also use a magnetic flakes or metal flakes, and so they actually use the polymer to attach to the contaminants in the water, and then they use the metal flakes to actually be pulled out.
Pull it out.
And then the water goes from whatever the high level of contaminants are to a much lower number. So it's all being tested, and we get a lot of ideas that come through. It's like everybody wants to have the next best thing.
Yeah.
But you have to vet these things, and you just never know when they're going to hit the right one. So
Yeah.
we're looking at it at this time.
And I think even with the oyster bagging, I've seen different models, right? I've seen the mesh bags, I've seen the mats where you drill a little hole in it, then you worry, well, how are you fixing them is it plastics that eventually you're going to break down, or is it rope that
Even
is,
hemp,
the hemp stuff, which at least that's natural and biodegradable versus the plastics. But
Yeah, and really oyster restoration is moving away from plastics in the lagoon now. So
Yeah.
almost nobody is using plastic
that's
anymore.
good to hear.
They're
Yeah.
using galvanized wire to
Okay.
do the gabions
Okay.
and things like that. So plastic is becoming more of a no-no
Yeah, I
with
think
restoration, which is great.
Some of the Oxbow staff share with me some of the data that they found with these, because one of my pet peeves is just seeing just plastic bottles and caps along anywhere, but especially along the lagoon and the beaches, because I don't want to eat that in my grouper in a few years from now, which eventually where it ends up. But do you guys think, or at least maybe this is not for you, it's more for the council, but is there more local governments could be doing? Because I know sometimes the state will hamstring us. We used to have blackout ordinances, and then the state.
We actually do. It's
We
back.
do, but
It's
then
back.
the state was gonna
Yeah.
prohibit local governments from doing fertilizer bans, and take away. I know you've been fighting for at least 8 years now or more about
16.
home rule and 16. Yeah, sorry.
It's been a while, but it
It
takes a
has.
long time to get things done. And
Yeah.
and to your point, yes, the state does have oftentimes hamstrung us to be able to make rules that are appropriate for us. And I will say back to the idea that politics and water is not politics. It's water because everybody cares and needs clean water. And so when we pushed the whole issue way back when in 2008, 9, 10, Okeechobee was having its issues, and we started working really hard. And we had fertilizer issues. We had people are planting grass right up along the lagoon. And then they come along with their fertilizer and they spread it, and then the rain
And
comes.
rain
and
that
then-
afternoon,
and it goes right into the lagoon. And so each of the counties, there were 5 counties right here along on the lagoon, all moved forward with a fertilizer ordinance. We're not saying don't use it. We're saying use it at the appropriate time. And there are opportunities to use it whenever your grass is in really bad shape, or whatever the case. But during June through September 30, that's our rainy season. So if you put it down and we have 3-4 days of rain, it's going to be gone, and it's going to go right into the stormwater process and into the lagoon or wherever downstream. And so they put a moratorium on it last year. They had Florida University take a look and do a study, $250,000 to look at it, and it was inconclusive by their study. But I will share that each of the counties sat back and they're like, okay, well, let's see, and we recognize that it does work. And of all the things that we're doing, the cheapest way to do this is to not let it in.
Sure.
So this even goes back to my arguments about biosolids. We fought against Compost USA out west, and it was, again, drain into the C23, C24 canals, and we fought that back and got that gone. And then Sunbreak Farms just would have been on the C25, literally discharging right into the C25, going right into the lagoon a mile down the road, or up the river, if you will. And we were able to fight that back. And so again, the politics of this thing are about doing what's right for humans and people in the lagoon and the environment. And politics, right, left, middle, doesn't matter. We all care.
Yeah.
We're all working together.
I think we have to, because it's a huge economic engine, right? Not just for us, but to all the counties. It's from a tourism aspect, from just fishing and livelihood. There's still a few commercial fishermen out there.
Well, we did a study. We worked with the
with the regional planning councils,
Yeah.
East Central Florida and what's the one
South-
south of here? South
Treasure Coast Regional
Treasure
Plan.
Coast, yes.
Yeah.
And that was in 2016, so it's getting a little long in the tooth now.
Sure.
But back then, 2016 dollars, the lagoon was worth about $7.6 billion annually, and that's a benefit that people aren't paying in taxes and doing those things, because we have lots of folks coming here to recreate and to use our waters.
And that's the point I was going to go to, is Scott Deal, who used to own Maverick Boats, actually used to call it a blue economy.
Yep.
And he can't sell a boat and put all those people to work if they're going to.
If there's
be in
blue-green algae, in the river,
So they like clean water, somebody go buy a boat. you know.
Yeah.
But if,
Yep.
if the water's bad, they're not going to buy a boat. Those people aren't going to have jobs. That revenue's not going to come in.
Sure.
And so, you know.
I mean, it has a huge impact on property values, like businesses, like you said,
The
tourism.
Florida Association of Realtors has done a study on that as well, on how algae blooms impact real estate values. And obviously it's a detriment. So I think people are really getting the message about how the lagoon and clean water is a driver for the regional economy.
Yeah.
So,
And Commissioner, one of the things that our public works staff was focused on, especially with a lot of the American Rescue Plan funding that we received, is stormwater. And you know, I know you've said it. I think every commissioner that I've worked for over 21 years said it. Growth doesn't always pay for itself,
Yeah.
and it's tough to play catch up. But you know, we're seeing another population boom, and with that becomes additional concerns about stormwater and development. But we have invested, I think it was like 70 million, I think, in stormwater with some of that American Rescue Plan funds, like
there's a lot.
in the White City area, you know. And I had on social media, there was a woman. Well, so it's an STA. It's a stormwater treatment area. No, it's just a pond. Well, it's more than just a pond. It may look like just a pond, but I know we've focused on creating living shorelines. For those that don't know, that's more, you know, not mowing it all the way down to the bank, but leaving a natural vegetative buffer around it, because all those plants help suck up the nutrients before they get into the
Yeah,
waterways.
we actually have it in our planning documents too. Littoral plantings actually will take up the nutrients and take it out of the water. And then the idea is to treat it before it ever gets discharged. And the best way would be to actually hold it as long as possible, let it percolate, and then it'll be treated, you know, from the littoral plantings and then through the percolation process.
Yeah.
We were just talking before we came on the air about off of Oleander,
The Melville Road project.
Melville Road
Yep.
projects, phases 1 and 2.
Yep.
When we take that water out of the system, that stormwater out of the system, which actually was going to go down to Bell Avenue and then on the 10-mile creek, it's at the end of that creek is whenever you start to see the really bad things happening. And so when people say it's Lake Okeechobee, all of that which is coming from this sector, that Oleander Bell Avenue sector, is all going into 10-mile creek and ending up in the North Fork.
Yeah.
So it's not just, you know, Lake
Right.
Okeechobee.
Or even Taylor Creek. I mean,
Taylor
you can
Creek,
drive
yeah,
over the
you can
bridge
see
and
that.
see, and that's not Lake O. That's just dirty brown water coming from west of town, you know. And
But these are the things that we're trying to. I remember when Franny Hutchinson was here, she had been working on it before I got here, and then it was the 5-Mile Creek Reservoir, and so it was being built. It got built 2006-07, and then there was a challenge with the engineering. The engineering didn't work. The water was fishing out. It wasn't being held in, and it took an act of Congress. It truly did. We went to
to move
Washington
it
D.C.
from the feds to the South Florida Water Management.
Correct.
Yep, I remember.
And now it doesn't hold the 10 feet of water. It holds 3 feet, but it's cleaning the water, and the water gets processed through the stormwater treatment area before it goes back in.
Yeah.
And we're actually moving forward with another STA, a stormwater treatment area, C25 Canal Reservoir, and the C23-4 out west. And so the idea is taking that stormwater from the western area, which is largely farm and agriculture, cleaning it before it comes back into the system.
And some of those you mentioned, Indian Hills, they've done some unique things too. Well, they'll have those vegetative mats out there on these lakes, and those are plants that, again, suck those nitrogen and phosphorus up out of there, and then they can be moved and replanted somewhere. And
Well, that's the interesting part about that. They actually take them out.
Yeah.
They remove the plants.
Yeah.
They take them and they weigh them, and then they can figure out how much nitrogen and phosphorus has actually
So
been
they-
collected by those plants.
Yeah.
Then they replant them and put them back in.
Yeah.
So it's really cool.
I just look
That's
when I throw my
first-
frisbees over them. I don't.
That was my very first effort when I came on board. It took the first 3 years of my time here to get that done. When people say, hey, you know, how long are you going to be in office? Well, it takes a long time to do things,
Sure.
right? In that case, took 3 years.
Yeah.
And what was happening is the water was coming through what we call the Virginia corridor under the Publix and all those roadways and ending up in that lake.
Yeah.
Well, when we did that process, we actually added 15 acres of space. And we actually have an alum treatment facility there, a flocculant that actually takes out the tannins and the things, drops that out, cleans the water before it ever goes into the lagoon. And that was my very first effort, and we worked with the city of Fort Pierce on that. And I talk about partnerships.
Yep.
Fort Pierce,
Yep.
DEP, EPA, NEP actually was
We had
still
a
part
little
of-
money in it.
little bit,
Yeah.
but that's the thing. We have to cobble all these things together. And it's very successful, and now it's probably one of the most visited preserves or walkways because now it has greenways and trails associated.
I was going to say now it's expanded. I was going to say it's expanded to a recreation opportunity. We had disc golf there, and there's a trail that once we get a pedestrian bridge over the railroad tracks, it'll connect down into the savannas and be, like you said, part of that East Coast Greenways Trail. So it's nice when you and it seems like there's more of a focus on that, even with our environmental preserves. I think people. It's great that we protected it from development, but people forget that those are natural areas that have, whether it's ephemeral wetlands that are only there part-time, but they're all filtering the water as well. And that, especially from the western town, places like Bluefield Ranch, and even, and then we're restoring some of the natural oxbows like we did at the Becker Preserve. And there's another one, I think, underway at Lestrange, or I don't know, it's going to start soon.
North of, and actually NEP's on part of that too.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, and Kathy, you have a lot more of the history from where we are at the NEP and how we've been formed and each of the groups that are a part of us. Do you want to share, how it is that we've created our pathway to success? And we have the wheel, and so you want to talk about some of the more intricate sides of what NEP is doing from that standpoint?
Sure. I think, just early on, so the NEP's been around since 1990. Not a lot of people know that, but it lived as a program of St. Johns River Water Management District for a lot of years with funding from EPA. And then when the lagoon went bad in 2011, say, and we lost all that seagrass, the commissioner was part of the county collaborative at the time. And one of the impetuses for forming the council was to have a better response to algae blooms, fish kills, things that were happening in the lagoon, where, just to have a little more local input, a little more local control, and a little more funding. And so the county collaborative dissolved itself and became the council. And now they guide our program. And it's been, a wonderful leadership thing to view, like as staff. It's great to watch the leadership on the council, because they have decided that politics is not going to drive, that science will drive, and good science informs good policy. And they have been living by that for the last 8 years since we became, under the council. And so it's been fantastic to watch, and it really is allowing all the members of our management conference. So let me explain what a management conference is. It's everybody who works under sort of the council. We as staff, we have 8 staff members, but then working with us, we have a management conference, which consists of a management board. So we have lots of, probably 45 to 50 people now on the management board, and they're mostly resource managers. So they could be county utilities staff, they could be natural resources staff, they might be stormwater people. So resource management type of people are on the management board. We have about 30 people on our science committee, and they are local to all of the 25 to 30 research and academic organizations that are on the lagoon. And then we have a citizens advisory committee as well. All told, we've got about 121 members of our management conference. So it's a big community of folks. And they all vet everything, like the idea with what you brought with the truck that had the water quality in it. Kalita, who went to that demonstration, brought that back and showed everybody at the management conference, so that message got spread. And it gives people ideas, and it gets people working on things. And that's kind of like how the NEP works and functions, that we convene kind of people to come together at the table and build consensus and work on issues that are in common. And then we bring all of that to our board, which the commissioner has been a chair for
several rounds,
two or three rounds.
And you talk about the number of people who are involved. We talk about the politics. Again, politics is not part of this. Water, clean water, and the environment is the main focus. And to drive point home, there was a time when people thought it was just politics. But when you drive the science has to drive everything. And just because it's, this is, the tree hugger thought process, no, this is about how do we take the nutrients and contaminants out of the system? What are the best possible management practices to do this?
Sure.
Each of us has a basin management action plan. Well, as we were going through this, the state has a high level. I think our number was projected at $1.6 billion if we met every need on the basin management action plan. it'd be $1.6 billion. We'll never achieve that the way, through just trying to do stormwater.
Infrastructure, yeah.
So there's got to be a bigger, better way. And the fact that we are so successful, the amounts of money that have come through. As a matter of fact, just before I came down, I got an email. Florida Department of Environmental Protection, Governor DeSantis has been a good driver for the environment. He announced $1.5 billion for Everglades restoration and water quality improvements in fiscal year 24-25. That shows a commitment across all political lines in the state of Florida for the benefit of the environment. And it was about $100 million from EPA.
It was $100 million from the state.
From the state, I'm sorry.
And I think too, both of you referenced the science, and we're in a unique situation because you have so many scientific minds at your disposal. You got Harbor Branch, you got Smithsonian, which both of them have been here for 30 plus years. You got USDA out, west of town, a little west of town, and I'm sure up in Brevard County with NASA and some of the other, even though that's space, they got scientists up there and
Yep, those folks are all part of the management conference.
Awesome. Yeah.
So everybody from UCF is probably Bethune-Cookman, I think, might be our northernmost one.
Okay.
But UCF is part of it. Bethune-Cookman, Embry-Riddle, USF. We have pretty much anybody who's doing any work in the lagoon is part of our management conference.
Yeah, you mentioned NASA. NASA and Canaveral, the port are actually partners in trying to support what we're trying to do also in the lagoon.
Right.
So.
Awesome. Well, Kathy, is there anything I didn't get to mention about the Lagoon Council that you want to get out there that folks need to know about the organization, or any outreach tips that you all are working on?
We are in the process of revamping our website, so stay tuned at onelagoon.org. We are going to put out some sort of we call it the 10 R's. So things
10's a lot for me to remember.
10 is a lot. I was trying to get it down. It was a funny story. We were sitting around the table and our boss had insisted on 10. And I asked him
Everybody's
to
like,
name the 7 dwarfs.
And
he couldn't do it. And I was like, then we don't need 10.
There you go.
So yeah, it's like the, reduce, reuse, recycle, all of those things. And then we added a few. But it's basically, things that municipalities and counties can do and things that people can do. So obviously we're not going to ask a neighborhood to go build a water treatment plant.
Sure.
But there are things in that neighborhood that you can do that will keep pollution in your own yard or keep it out of the storm drain, keep it, contained. And so just little simple behavioral changes can help.
I know we're coming up on hurricane season. We're starting those reminders, right? Trim your trees now. Don't wait until we get we're in the cone of uncertainty and then all that vegetation. The media always says, because it'll be projectiles. And I'm thinking, no, because it's going to block the storm drain on my road and it's going to flood my yard, know?
Yeah.
So, but those are, legitimate tips that people need to take in consideration, especially if you're like my in-laws that just moved here from New York and don't know what to do when, when you're in that cone of uncertainty.
And we give a lot of talks to community groups and organizations. And every time I go to give a talk, I ask how many people are new in the last 2 years. And invariably, it's at least half.
Yeah.
And so it's so important to keep beating the drum and letting people know that there are things they can do to help.
And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to have you on today. As part of that, you said to talk about the website, but our Facebook page is out there. We have an Instagram.
Yep, you can follow us at One Lagoon.
And
it's
I was
WON, not the number one.
Yes, right. No, it's
one.
one.
Not one. ONE.
ONE,
Sorry, I'm thinking.
yes.
Well, I like mine better. One Lagoon. We won.
There you go.
We haven't won yet.
At last meeting, you were talking about the analytics of what those things provide, Facebook and Instagram and so on and so forth. And some of that is actually helps us to drive our message to areas that will actually receive it.
Yes.
Sure.
And so, you want to talk a little bit about that?
Sure, so we have our 3 community engagement folks. They have been showing off they do lives from when they're out in the field doing restorations. They will do little videos to show people what they're doing. We have done little 30-second commercials, not commercials,
Sure,
but the
PSAs.
The PSAs, yeah.
Public service announcements.
Yes, not commercials. Things of that nature. Anything that you can do on video will get people's attention. more than a static picture. So we try to do a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
And it's really, we have grown our audience. You know, if we put a video out now, you know, maybe 400,000 people have seen it. We went viral exactly one time with 6 million people that saw one of our videos. So
Nice.
it's been great. And we're reaching new audiences and bringing new people in. So, you know, very effective.
Right.
And that's really one of the reasons why I wanted to have her on, so that we could actually get this message out locally. And you know, you had asked me earlier, you know, what are some of my favorite projects? Well, you know, I talked about the Savannah Road, the Indian Hills
Yeah.
stormwater project, but we're actually doing a number of others. We did the Oxbow restoration we talked about. We've been removing septic to sewer. And in a recent meeting, we just approved moving forward with the FDEP approval of the amendment to actually do septic to sewer on North Beach.
Okay.
So North Beach is actually one of the last areas on the beach that has septic, and so we're moving that forward. The impetus of getting septic to sewer is so important to get those contaminants out of the system,
Yeah.
and the fact that Fort Pierce Utilities is moving the wastewater plant off the island out west, they're working on that hard. Again, the NEP has been a part of that, a part of our efforts on the North Beach side. We did Sheridan Plaza. We actually, the county purchased a piece of property before the canal. And so it'll be a stormwater treatment area at the Sheridan Plaza Preserve. And then it'll be a walkway there. So it'll be not only cleaning the water, but it'll also be a
A recreational
recreational,
opportunity. Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
Harmony Heights, Paradise Lakes, Paradise Park.
Yep.
All these
McCarty
lakes,
Ranch.
Yeah,
McCarty
yeah.
Ranch.
Yeah.
So all of these things are taking, you know, contaminants out of the system, and it's really important to do so. So I'm very proud of my effort, and I'm very proud to serve on the National Estuary Program, having been chair 3 times. I'm grateful for the support of the board.
And we so appreciate your leadership. We
well,
really do.
Thank you.
And I think there has been just an awareness, you know, the Indian River Lagoon Fest is something that, you know, wasn't there 10, 15 years ago. There may be 10 now, right?
It's 10 years
old. But, you know, again, that helps with that education and outreach. And
Sure.
you have all those people like the Smithsonian and Harbor Branch and Florida Oceanographic, all those agencies there that can help educate the next generation. you
And
know?
that's always a great turnout. So it's a very successful event.
Yeah.
I remember having been on the foundation board, Catherine Hensley, who was on the school board back in the day, and some of the folks from the Smithsonian came to us with this idea, and like, well, if we're going to do this, we have to use all the assets that we have in the school district and so on and so forth, and Harbor Branch.
Yep.
And again, talk about no one county, no one city, no one entity does it all. And to bring all those together,
Yeah.
and the Lagoon Festival is absolutely incredible,
Yeah.
and continues to grow. And Earth Day,
Yeah.
just recently,
Yeah, yeah.
over 8,000 people.
Yeah.
All right there at the Oxbow.
Which again backs up to the North Fork, and you know you don't see it from the front entrance. You know you don't think, but you get up, look at the drone footage. You know that's some of the most pristine area along the North Fork there. And then you know through the Environmental Resources Department, they bought a lot of key parcels along that waterway to create blue ways, or you know instead of green ways, so people could kayak. And you and I have done it at least once.
Yes, it was,
We didn't make it all the way to where we planned to. It was
well,
a
the
lot.
storm came along.
Yeah.
We were going to go from Becker all the way to
Club Med.
Club Med.
Yeah, we got to River Park.
That was I think my bum hurt that.
That was a long
Pretty
day,
much
yeah.
done.
If we could get the motorized kayaks in, then we could have
There
done
you
it.
go.
But next time.
All
Yeah.
right.
Well, anything else we were running short on time? Is there anything else we wanted to mention? You know, as we head into the summer and rainy season, you know, obviously remind folks that I loved your tip on planting drought tolerant vegetation. Well, we
Yep.
zero-scaped our front yard years ago, and I love it because it's less I have to mow.
Exactly. You know, that's one of the things about going Florida friendly, or, you know, becoming drought tolerant and just planting natives.
Yeah,
You know, they take less time, they take less fertilizer,
those
they
little
take
beach
less
daisies
water.
grow, and
Yeah, you just
from
leave them and they'll
butterflies,
take over
yeah.
your whole yard. You know, you
and
don't
when you
have
have
to worry
weeds,
about
use the
them.
vinegar and water solution. You don't have to use Roundup. And
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
But anything else, Commissioner, for you?
You know, it's been a busy couple of months recently, and really keeping our hands in the mix with all these projects, septic to sewer, the water quality projects, environmental resources. We're picking up more land here and there. And one of the things I find interesting is that folks want to say no more development. Well, the challenge here is if we don't own it, we can't control it.
Yeah.
And so when folks say they don't want anything to be built on the beach, they don't want anything built in the neighborhood, if there's quality upland areas let's go ahead and move forward like they did in the 90s, and let's move forward with a referendum to actually get the money, bond the money, and buy it. And ERD, Environmental Resources Department, has been very successful. The first let was in the 90s for about $20 million. It's turned into over $70 million worth of land. 76 million now. And then you add in the state lands and other preserves that we've created. St. Lucie County is doing their part. That's evidenced by those folks that want to come here, because there's green space and open land, and so we're protecting our beaches. Most recently, we even protected against another high rise coming in. That was a battle, but we did it.
Yeah,
so.
And that's always a challenge. I see a lot. Stop development, and you want to say, well, are you willing to pay a little more in taxes in the long run? Like you said, that tax in the 90s was 20 years, it was a small millage rate, but it came off the tax roll, and we took that $20 million and matched it with state and federal grants by $76 million. We have 11,000 acres of preserves that won't be built on, that have really cool disc golf courses that I'm thankful for. So.
And there are amenities that people don't want to give up now too, which is
Exactly.
great. Why would they want to give that up?
Yeah,
Because
horseback riding
connection.
trails and overnight camping and primitive
Absolutely.
camping, not just glamping with the air conditioning.
Yeah.
But well, I thank you both for the time
Thanks for
today. And
having
again,
us.
I
Absolutely.
think if folks wanted to, it's onelagoonscouncil.org.
OneLagoon.org.
Onelagoon.org.
Yep.
Not even a council. Just Google One Lagoon.
Yeah,
You'll probably find it.
OneLagoon.org, and you can find us on Facebook and Instagram at One Lagoon.
Great. Well, Commissioner, thanks again for the
thanks for
time.
having us,
Kathleen,
Eric.
good to see you again.
Absolutely.
Thanks
Thanks, Eric.
Thank you.
Well, don't go anywhere. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to check in with some projects that the Public Works Department has completed with another project update.
The Public Works Department continues to serve the citizens of St. Lucie County with a solid, dependable infrastructure program. The culvert replacement project on Jeffrey Lane was recently completed. The project included removing an existing culvert underneath Jeffrey Lane, replacing it with a new 36-inch culvert, and repaving the roadway above it. By replacing the culvert, proper drainage is restored to the area, alleviating flooding for the residents and surrounding neighborhood. Completion of the project also ensures that the roadway remains safe and accessible to residents during rain events. For more information, visit stlucieco.gov.
We hope you've enjoyed this edition of Inside St. Lucie, and we hope you'll tune in again next month. If you have topics or subjects you'd like to see covered here on the program relating to St. Lucie County government, give us a call at 772-462-1791 or send us an email at pio@stlucieco.org. And if you'd like to see previously aired episodes of this or other programs produced by St. Lucie County, visit our YouTube channel at youtube.com/stluciegov. I'm your host, Eric Gill, for myself and the staff. Thanks for watching.